美女，做个采访可以吗？
可以啊，看都写在这了。
I am a leftover woman born in 1993, and now I am 31 years old. Although I am not young anymore, I take good care of myself. My looks are still great, and my salary is not low either. My criteria for a partner are clearly stated above. I want to find a man who is at least 1.8 meters tall and has an annual income of over 200,000 yuan. Some people think that since my height is only 158 centimeters, not even 1.6 meters, asking for a man over 1.8 meters tall is unrealistic. But I firmly believe that a petite beauty like me is a perfect match for a man over 1.8 meters tall. To me, a man under 1.8 meters is a bit like being half disabled, just too short. Many people advise me to lower my standards, for example, finding a man who is 1.65 meters tall with an annual income of over 100,000 yuan. They say a little compromise would be suitable. But I think that's impossible. If I were willing to compromise, I would have found someone long ago. I have always believed that good cabbage shouldn't be wasted on those who don't deserve it. Even if I end up rotting in the field, I won't settle easily. At worst, I'll remain single. Although some people think my views on finding a partner are a bit distorted and say it will be hard to find someone suitable, I still have confidence. I believe there must be a man who meets my standards and is willing to be with me. Even though I haven't been in the matchmaking market for long, quite a few people are interested in me. I feel that with my looks, education, and financial power, I still have a market. I hope I can find someone who meets my conditions soon.
今年38岁了，就因为长得太好看了。一直都很骄傲。
I am already 38 years old this year, and I am still single. This really makes me feel unbelievable. Because I have always thought that I am very good looking, and I take great care of my skin. So I have always been very proud of my appearance. I never dreamed that with my looks, I would still be single at 38. Are those men really blind? Over the years, I have been constantly going on blind dates, looking for the right person. But my requirements for marriage are very clear. My bride price is 380,000 yuan, which averages out to 10,000 yuan per year. Many people have advised me that at this age, I shouldn't be asking for a bride price anymore and that I should just marry a divorced man with children. But why should I compromise? I am different from other older women. Because I am good looking, because I am beautiful, because I am cute, and most importantly, I will be very gentle to my future husband. I can guarantee that as long as he stays with me for a month, he will be captivated by my charm and won't want to leave me. For a high-quality older single woman like me, the bride price must be 380,000 yuan, and my partner must be at least 1.80 meters tall and handsome. Otherwise, I will absolutely not consider marriage. Some people think that 380,000 yuan is too high, and even say that I'm not worth that much. In the past year, I've gone on more than 10 blind dates, but all of them rejected me. They think 380,000 yuan isn't worth it. But I believe, for a beautiful and gentle woman like me, is 380,000 yuan too much? Be honest, don't lie to me. Tell me what you really think.
别再说大龄剩女停水停电拉闸了。
Please stop saying that we older single women are like a water and power cut. I am 37 years old this year. My standards for choosing a partner have always been clear. The man must have a Zhejiang Huku, own a car and a house, be at least 1.80 meters tall, be able to cook, be handsome, have a business mindset, have no bad habits, and provide me with emotional support. You might think that with such conditions, it's difficult to find a suitable partner, and even if there is such a man, he might not necessarily be interested in me. But sorry, I actually found one. You always say that people like me with such strict conditions are like living in a water and power cut, and can't find a partner, and that if a man wants to marry me, he's a big fool. But that's not true. I am 1.68 meters tall, weigh 110 pounds, have a Zhejiang Huku, own a car and a house, and have been working hard with an annual income exceeding 500,000 yuan. I never spend a man's money, have correct values, and am even willing to spend on a man I like. When going out, we usually split the bill. I don't ask for a betrothal gift, and I don't need the man to put the car or house in my name before marriage. Everyone has the right to pursue something beautiful, just like some old men like young 18-year-old girls. Why can't we high-quality older single women have our own beautiful choices? It's 2024 now, and it's normal to match social status. Why are we older single women criticized for wanting a wealthy and handsome man? Think about it. Why do we older single women prefer to be water and power cut rather than marry a man who is not good enough? Is the problem with us or with you men?
85年的我今年40岁了。
I was born in 1985, so I am already 40 years old this year. If I were to find another half, I would really prefer not to be with a man who is divorced with children. Honestly, I really don't want that. If I end up with a man who isn't in good conditions, it also feels unrealistic. I would definitely feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick. Oh, I don't know what to do now. Is it possible that at 40, I will end up spending my life alone? I don't really want that. If it were you, what would you choose? Can you give me some advice?
Hello， 大家好，我今年32岁，属于那种大龄优质剩女。
Hello everyone, I am 32 years old, considered a high-quality leftover woman of a more advanced age. I think I am quite excellent in all aspects. I can even take off my mask to show you. Look at me. If I need to have looks, I definitely have them. If I let my hair down, I could be considered a little fairy. Overall, if I were to rate myself on a scale of 10, I would give myself a 9.9, almost perfect. My requirements for marriage are: the man must have at least 10 million yuan in savings and own at least 5 to 6 properties. Now, I believe that if a man does not have 10 million yuan in savings, he is like a waste. He lacks ambition and might not meet my expectations. Additionally, he should earn at least 1 million yuan per month. I think these requirements are not high and very reasonable. Since I am now 32 years old, with 4 million yuan in savings and 5 properties, I hope the man I find should also meet the condition of having over 10 million yuan. Although I am currently single, my quality of life is very high. I do not wish to lower my living standards after marriage. Therefore, having 10 million yuan in savings is also a guarantee for future life. I also hope the man will give me 880,000 yuan as a betrothal gift. Actually, I don't necessarily need this 880,000 yuan. If the man gives me 880,000 yuan, I can also provide 880,000 yuan. We can save it all, which can serve as a future education fund, or if we don't have children, it can be used as a retirement fund. We can also use this money to travel around. This would provide both parties with a sense of security and happiness in life. I believe that in the future, there will be a prince riding a white horse, stepping on 7 colored clouds to welcome me. I definitely will not consider anyone whose conditions are worse than mine because I am currently excellent in all aspects, and it is unrealistic to find a man with worse conditions.
大家都觉得我的择偶要求有点过分了。
I don't think my requirements for a partner are particularly high. Although some people think my demands are a bit excessive, in reality, my expectations for a partner are quite reasonable. I am 35 years old this year. My parents don't need me to support them. They only hope for me to be filial to them. It's actually not necessary for my partner to be filial to them. If he is willing to be filial to my parents with me, I would be even happier. Also, my younger brother doesn't need my financial support. I hope my partner is around 170 centimeters tall, and he can be 5 years older or 5 years younger than me. His annual income should be between 100,000 and 150,000 yuan. Most importantly, he should be sincere, kind, and stable. His job doesn't have to be in the public sector, as long as it is stable and his income is steady. In terms of appearance, I don't require him to be exceptionally handsome. As long as his facial features are well defined and I feel a connection, that's fine. Regarding body type, I hope he is neither too fat nor too thin. Ideally, he should have single eyelids and a high nose bridge. Additionally, I hope his family situation is relatively simple and won't burden our small family too much. I also hope to live separately from my future in-laws. I believe my requirements are already quite low. If they were any lower, I think it would be really difficult to continue with this life.
大家说，35岁的单身女生还能不能结得了婚？
I previously asked everyone whether a 35-year-old single woman can still get married and find an ideal partner. I received a lot of opinions, and everyone's answers were quite consistent. Getting married is possible, but finding an ideal partner is almost unrealistic. I agree with this viewpoint because I understand that an ideal man, who is 180 centimeters tall, handsome, well-educated, and has a car and a house, would certainly not choose me. In my 20s, my criteria for choosing a partner were approximately 4 points. First, I like their appearance, not necessarily as handsome as a male star. but just a face and temperament that I liked. Second, they needed to have good character and correct values. Third, they should have ambition and a sense of responsibility. Fourth, I hoped they would have a certain earning ability and economic foundation. Now at 35, my criteria have been reduced to the first 3 points, but I believe the economic foundation is also something that needs to be considered appropriately. Do you think my standards are high now? Should I lower them further? I really want to get married as soon as possible.
Good morning. By the way, I want to show you the layout of my bed. I usually don't draw the curtains and have the habit of burying my head here while sleeping. It makes me feel more secure. I am 34 years old this year. My previous failed blind date experience has led many female friends to comfort me, reflecting a sense of resonance. It seems that I am not the only older single woman experiencing difficulties. Actually, many girls face similar struggles. The weather looks nice today. Since the end of February, I have had 5 blind dates, and the process has truly been a roller coaster of emotions, as exciting as stock market fluctuations. Although I haven't succeeded, these experiences have not been without gain. They have at least helped me understand what kind of blind date partner I do not want. The men I have been set up with are indeed quite good. After all, they are carefully chosen by me. So where did the failure lie? Blind dating with strangers does have some difficulty. While sitting down and chatting with a stranger over a meal is acceptable, the first few meetings are usually fine because everyone is there for marriage. However, by the third meeting, more intimate interactions such as holding hands, hugging, and kissing come into play. Sometimes, when you try to get closer, the other person doesn't respond, which can be very disappointing. If you want to get close, it means you genuinely like them, but if the other person shows resistance, it indicates a physical rejection. For some blind date partners who are financially well off but not good looking, I still believe we can't just compromise for money. Ordinary life can also be very beautiful. Eating an expensive dinner with someone you don't like versus eating cheap snacks with someone you do like. Which brings more happiness? I believe everyone has the answer in their heart. Sometimes, even if the food is excellent, if the person opposite is not suitable, it can affect the mood of the meal. This is also one of the reasons I haven't gotten married yet. I admit that older single women are indeed the ones left over. If I weren't picky, as long as the other person had money, I wouldn't care who was sitting opposite me. In that case, I would have been married a long time ago. In the future, I will continue to go on blind dates. I am definitely going to get married, but I must find someone I like who also has financial stability.
今年34岁了，算是大龄剩女了。
I'm 34 years old this year, so I'm considered a leftover woman at an older age. I really find living alone quite boring. Girls should get married and have children sooner. You can see that after I got off work today, I slept from the afternoon until now, and it's almost 10 o'clock. You can take a look at my room. It is indeed very messy. But I still don't want to tidy up, nor do I want to cook. Living alone feels particularly monotonous. If I were married, living with my husband and child, we could cook together, manage household chores, and go out together. Life with 3 people would become rich and colorful. Now that I'm alone, life is indeed very dull. I don't even have the motivation to clean the room or cook. During my free time, I just read books or play on my phone, feeling that life has no excitement and I can't find any motivation. It's really a bit boring.
Although I have met many older single women, I must say that some of them are truly surprising. Today, I visited a marriage agency run by a friend and met an older single woman who is already 37 and still unmarried. After chatting with her for a while, I felt that she really challenged my worldview. She currently works as a sales assistant in a clothing store. She is quite beautiful, about 1.7 meters tall. However, she said she has always struggled to find a suitable partner for marriage. She mentioned that she envies women who already have children and asked if I could introduce a suitable partner to her. I thought of a friend who seems decent, so I asked her about her requirements for a partner to see if I could play matchmaker. Her requirements really took me by surprise. Firstly, she hopes that her partner will have an average appearance, be at least 1.8 meters tall, not have a big belly, have a good temperament, and be able to take care of her. She prefers a partner with at least a bachelor's degree, believing that men with higher education are generally of better quality. At this point, I thought her requirements weren't too unreasonable. She also hopes her partner has some understanding of fashion and shares common interests with her. She likes men with a youthful appearance. Hearing this, I felt that her expectations for a man's appearance might be similar to that of male celebrities. Additionally, she believes that a man should be magnanimous and not interfere with her clothing choices, as she likes to wear slightly revealing clothes like camisoles and off-shoulder tops. Thirdly, she mentioned that given her age, marriage should come with certain family conditions. She hopes that the man's family has several brothers to reduce the pressure of continuing the family line and caring for the elderly. She said she might not want children as they could affect her figure. The man's family doesn't need to be very wealthy, but must own a house and a car in a major city. After marriage, she is adamant about not living with the man's parents, but she insists on living with her own parents. She said her required betrothal gift is 580,000 yuan, which she doesn't think is too much. I thought to myself, is 580,000 yuan not considered much? What amount would be considered a lot? Fourthly, she said her monthly income is about 8,000 yuan, which she spends entirely and still finds insufficient. If she were to get married, she hopes her partner earns at least 20,000 yuan per month because the man needs to support the family and take care of her parents. She thinks these requirements are not high. Listening to these demands, I really didn't know what to say. I don't have anyone in my circle who meets these requirements. Is it that my social circle is too low level and can't match her? Or is it that I can't even meet the requirements for introducing her to someone? To be honest, how could a man who meets these requirements possibly be single or without a girlfriend in his 30s? I really don't understand these older single women. Where does their confidence come from to have such demands? Now I understand why people used to say it's better to find someone who has been married before rather than an older single woman. I didn't understand before, but now I seem to get it.